Anthony, using that as to record?
I'm getting my notes and people are telling. Now I'm just getting this.
I would say that's pretty smart.
No, no.
I was gonna give you
It's just
credit.
a nice place to store
Yeah,
it.
he just thinks it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'd have gave you
Not,
credit. But
anything
so much
else
for that.
besides that.
I
He
had
was
a
very
lot of
excited the
stuff.
first
I
time
had
I
my
saw it.
coffee. I'm like, I'm taking up half the
We're
table.
recording.
You need a new list.
We're good.
We're good?
Are you happy now?
Yes.
All right. So, Rosemary, do you have a response to the Gardendale counter we made?
I do.
Okay.
So, we have decided, we heard what you had to say about Endeavor. We offered those teachers money. You guys didn't want to pay them, didn't think it was a good idea. So we're going to pull that MOU back. And here's what I don't have it prepared or anything, but we can type it out. To offer Gardendale, do it in a tiered structure that for 1 year, a teacher, first year teacher there would get 5,000, 3-year teacher 7,000, 5-year teacher 9,000.
Mhm.
Tier it that way, cap.
I'm sorry, isn't that, is that different than what we proposed?
They did 135.
Say it again, I'm
We did
sorry.
123.
So first year 5,000.
Yeah,
Third year, and of course, years in between, 7,000, 5 years, 9,000.
okay.
What do you mean by years there? That's where I'm confused. Gardendale's only been open like 18 months, right?
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
Okay, so years 1 to 2, it'd be 5,000. 3 to 5, it would be 7,000.
Mhm.
And then
5 plus,
5, more
Or
than 5,
6 plus.
would be 9,000.
Or actually, we could do 3 to 4, and then
Okay.
5 plus.
All right, and so this would be year 2? Like Matt was there last year, so this would be year 2?
Mhm.
So when would they see the increase? The second year, they would get the increase?
No,
No.
Third year.
next year.
I don't know that that's.
Yeah, so I
Can
think,
you
that-
talk to us about it?
Yeah,
I have some
all right.
questions.
any discussion of payroll could pay it any differently? Did you get a chance to?
No, we'd have to,
No, they can.
They
For
can-
that supplement, they can.
they can do it monthly paychecks?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. All right, so we'll talk about that some more. Does anybody have any questions about that? Probably no question.
No, I don't have a question about that.
All right, so we had a counter to your MOA at Endeavor.
Yeah, we pulled it.
Okay, no interest in that? Okay. All right. Okay, so moving on to the salary offer. First of all, as far as advanced degrees go, we need some more information. We need to know how many teachers are getting paid for those advanced degrees, how many teachers are getting the master's degree, specialist, doctorate degree supplements, so we could cost that out. Secondly, Rosemary, I talked to you a few weeks ago. We learned that Orange County has moved forward with paying their teachers for any advanced degree, that it no longer needs to be in their certification area, which is a huge issue in this district, and our district is super literal about this. We've negotiated some language that's helped with this, but it's still a big issue. And it's our understanding that at the FEN conference that it was put out to management that this was something that the state was going to be okay with going forward, that it wouldn't, advanced degrees no longer needed to be in areas of certification. So did you have an opportunity to look into that?
So I went to FEN, and
Yep.
I don't have any presentation or anything like that. I have reached out to FEN to find out if that's true. Maybe it wasn't something that I wasn't aware, but it wasn't on their presentation website, anything like that. So I'm still waiting to hear back for FEN for that.
Yeah, and just to be clear, it wasn't even the union that proposed that over in Orange County. It was the district that proposed that change. So
Yeah, I mean, there were breakout sessions, and I might not have been in that session, but I did
Okay.
reach out and see, because I wasn't aware that the statute changed.
Is there a certification person? What's her name? Is there a certification person? What's her name?
Sharon Dorey.
Sure.
all right. Then, as far as your salary proposal, we are going to counter that with, we have come down from our 12.7%, and we're going to counter that with 8% raise that we're looking for. Just want to remind you of a couple things. As I mentioned, the last 2 years, inflation has been over 7%. Last year, our raise was 2.5%. This year, that's 2%. It's 4.5%. So we're still well below the inflation. We are seeing what other districts in the area are settling on. I know you guys don't like to hear that, but I've pointed out to the school board members that is my job, is to compare us to other districts. That is what a special magistrate is going to look at. So we see what they're settling at. We know what they settled at last year. We did not do well last year compared to most of our comparable districts. And this year, we're if we accepted that offer, we'd be trailing yet again. So we've moved 4.7%. You guys have moved 1%. So we need some more movement on your end. We decided we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of how to even divide the pot until we have a realistic pot to work with.
So we cannot go to 8%.
Okay, are you countering the 8% then?
You asked me to talk.
No, are you okay by though?
I just, comparing with other districts, 8% is far off from 3%. I think it's really close to an unfair labor practice because you're supposed to be negotiating in good faith, and 12.7% isn't good faith bargaining. So yeah, we'll have a counter.
So we can go to 2.5. But it also has to be that we have to agree with the health insurance. And if I can just say, I do hear your concerns about the health insurance. However, looking back over the history of the health insurance, for year 2020, 2021, and 2022, we had, for those 3 years, we had a $21.7 million infusion on top of a 4.7, a 6.1, and a 10.8 increase in premiums. So that's a lot of money going into the health insurance fund, and that's why it looks like it's sustainable and viable now. But do we really want to go back to that?
Rosemary, can you help me with what years that was?
So calendar year 2020,
Okay,
there was a $5 million infusion.
okay.
Wait, was that infusion, that was ESSER funds to make up for COVID
Well,
relief?
I mean, that's the point I was trying to get
Yeah.
at. I think we could
Then-
also say the federal government gave the district, I think it was like $210 million in ESSER funds.
Then there was
And those
calendar year
same 3 years?
2021, there was another $10 million. 4 was ESSER, but 10 million was what was infused. And then 2022, there was another 6.7 million that was infused. And then in 2021, the increased employer rate was 4.7. In calendar year 22, the increased employer rate was 6.1 million. And then there was another additional 10.8 increase to the plan. So I'm sorry, 4.7 for 2020, 6.1 for 21, and 10.8 for 22.
Can we just get a copy of whatever you're reading?
Mhm.
And I think the most ironic thing here is that, I don't want to say ironic, I'd say the most disappointing thing is that we're missing the bigger picture, that this health plan is a total cluster, and we're not taking actions to fix it. All we're doing is asking for more money from our employees and from our district, which comes out of our employees' raises. Meanwhile, we've been asking for changes forever, and it's not happening. So I really don't know what the point is. So to me, it seems that the only point here is we're going to continue dumping your raises into our health insurance plan forever. Because what's the plan to fix the plan, right?
Well, and like I said earlier, I understand what you're saying, but, you know, why can't we do this year and then look at it when we come back to the table again next year? And if it's, you know, we might be able to do something different.
We have a historical perspective too, and that is there's complete resistance to any significant changes to our health insurance, and then the district doesn't deal with it, and then comes to negotiations on this limited timetable and says, okay, we gotta do something fast, open enrollment's coming in November, we gotta start printing the materials, just agree to this. Year after year, and we're in that situation now. So, not confident that will ever happen. I remind you that we passed language a few years ago. It said we want to negotiate health insurance in February. The district rejected it. I just go back to our plan it's $4 million in the black this year. Why are we going to accept the premise that we need to dump, the district needs to dump $6 million into it on top of premium increases to the employees?
Because we're a self-insured fund. It could take 2 catastrophic claims and wipe out that fund.
That's not exactly accurate. That's not how the health insurance works. But secondly, I
have a question.
I said this at the SIAC meeting. We might as well be fully insured because we're not acting like self-insured, like a self-insured plan. The whole idea with self-insured is there's a little bit of risk, and you have to go, well, okay, this is what the projection is. These projections haven't always been right. Why should we dump the full amount in here when we're going to be okay? And I mean, I just want to remind you where this projection was. The projection where you're willing to essentially use $6 million of raise money. On March 30th, the projected shortfall was $4.3 million. On June 10th, that was revised to $533,000. As of today, that was 0. So that went $4.3 million projected shortfall by June became zero. Why are we going to accept the premise that we're going to be short $6 million to begin with? I'm not going to accept that premise. I'm not. Tell me why I should. Why should I, when they said we're going to be short $4.3 million on March 20th, and by June 30th, that was zero. Zero. Why are we going to change the plan drastically when we don't know the impact of those plan design changes? As far as I heard from our benefits director, she said making all those changes and putting the money on the employees' backs is going to do nothing to save the plan money. So why would we agree to that?
Because I think in the past, we've seen where we've had to, had to enter into the district infusing money into the plan to make it solvable. And I don't know that employees could, afford a fully insured plan. You know, I've worked in private sector and I know what a fully insured plan costs, and I think it's a lot more expensive.
Yes.
This is last year for 2023. Okay, so come July to the end of the year, there was $10 million in deficit just the last 5 months. So we were in the black, and in 5
Yeah,
months.
calendar year was 1.5.
Right,
1.5.
in the red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not $10
But-
million.
Correct, but it fluctuates. Would you agree it fluctuates? So all it takes is a couple bad incidents and we're in the red, right? So what she's trying to say is for years, we were always operating out of the red, right? We're finally there, right? We're pretty even right now. We're just down 1.5 from 2023, which is better than the 10 we were down in the last couple of years. So reluctantly, we're reluctant to make any changes to anything right now to keep us not $10 million in the red. That's the concern.
Where do you get $10 million?
Of those,
The last,
That's
And that midpoint's cute though, because in June, the district provides a double increase of revenue, and then in July they don't dump any revenue in because of how the calendar year falls.
tell them why that is.
No, that's just how it falls.
No.
So $6 million shortfall in July actually isn't a $6 million shortfall. It's the district's accounting practices for the month of July.
Right, but I'm saying is over where we're at right now, the way we're doing things, over 2023, we're still at a deficit. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah,
No.
but we're at $1.5 million deficit.
Correct, which is
And
better than 10 million. And I keep hearing.
This year, we are not at a deficit.
No, correct. Right
This
now,
year.
not right now. It's
Right
only
now.
it's only July.
And I remind you that in March, you said it was going to be $4.3 million, and that became
Well, it
zero.
wasn't me. It was our person, right?
Zero.
So also, you keep saying that the district has done nothing with insurance, but we have a SIAC committee. Can you tell me if there's union representation on the SIAC committee?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you are there helping us to solve a problem. So it's just not the district saying we can't get to a problem. The SIAC committee, which includes union members.
Do we set the
Also-
agenda of those meetings? No. Do we
No.
get the information we asked for? No. Do we get ridiculed by the consultants and insulted on almost a monthly basis? Yes. Do the things that we say end up being true after we've been ridiculed and insulted for, months at a time?
Right.
Yes. Do any of the positive changes that actually came out of SIAC start with this union? Typically, yes.
I missed that last part.
Positive changes.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
here-
take Surgery Plus.
here
That was
for it.
one of the few
Right.
positive changes
Sure,
that was
but what I'm saying is
implemented. That was a
we're
large.
working to get where we need to be, right? And that's all we're saying here with this, right? Because if I remember right, I remember a couple people saying we should increase it 15%. We're not saying that. We're not saying that. But I mean,
And
there was some people from in SIAC, we'll rename nameless for now, said let's increase it 15%.
Oh, I think there's some context you're leaving out. If you're
I mean,
just
I'm just
leaving it
saying,
out,
right?
but-
So,
Okay.
but we're not asking that. We're not asking that. I'm asking, the district is asking for a silver plan employee for their increase to be $5.53 a month.
Okay, but hold on, Ryan, turn the page, okay? Because you see all the places on the right-hand side that are in red?
Yes.
Those are all proposed changes by the SIAC.
Mm-hmm.
The consultant locked in, our benefits director, Antonia Scipia, cannot tell us the impact of those plan design changes. Why would we agree to these plan design changes when locked in cannot tell us if this is going to save the district money? Why would we agree to that? Forget the premium increase for a second. Why would we agree to this? Why would I agree to a projection when 3 months ago I told we're going to be $4.3 million in the hole, and we're not?
No,
So that's my point.
I understand that completely. I promise I do.
Okay.
I promise I understand that completely. What we're trying to convey, I just get it. I get it. What we're trying to convey to you, though, is we've been operating in the red for so long, right? We are finally sustainable.
Mhm.
We didn't ask last year for an increase in your contribution, right?
Mhm.
I'm asking, we do this every year, right? We do this every year. So my question to you is, what does it hurt? What does it hurt if we take the recommendation from our advisors, we look at this again when we're sitting down at the table next year, and if we're in the black next year, I can now send that money that we're paying the 8 million, 6 million, whatever much we're paying, 6.5 million.
Yeah.
I can use that for salaries
okay.
increase. I could.
Okay. Couple points, all right? So first of all, I've sat on the insurance committee probably, I don't know, 8 years at this point.
Sure.
Every year, it is the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. So.
But we're not this year.
No.
We agree that it's not falling this year.
I think it's not falling, but by what you guys are asking for, you seem to agree with the consultant. So mark my words, they're going to use some inflationary, medical inflation is, increasing by 20%, so we need, but if our plan cost went up every year like it did, it wouldn't have gone from 60 to 80 million over 20 years. It would have gone 60 to 200 million if we followed the medical inflationary line. So what I'm saying is the district is prepared to put, $6 million of their own money in there, right? That is money that could be used elsewhere. Do we agree? Okay. What I'm saying is that money can be used elsewhere, right? So why are we going to accept the worst case scenario of a consultant that says the sky is falling every single year? Which, and I got to keep coming back to it. March 20th said $4.3 million to zero in a few months. So why are we going to accept that when you and I both agree that it's important to put money in teachers' pockets? Now I'm not even talking about this 5 or 10% increase, right? But what I'm talking about is this. We don't know the impact of this.
Right.
In my mind, this subtracts the amount that the district needs if we agree to this, right? It's not $6 million, it's some other number. On the agenda Monday, there's 3 potential programs that could save the plan money. I want to know, are we implementing those? And what does that subtract from X dollars that the district needs to keep the plan solvent? So I don't think we're there yet, because I don't think we have all the information. And I'm not even talking about the 5 or 10%. I will say one note with the 5 or 10%. We cannot be in a situation where people's health insurance is more than their raise, right? I think you probably, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but perhaps you would have a fundamental concern about that as well. So let's put the 5 or 10% aside. Let's talk about, why can't we get an answer to this? Why, when we're looking at increasing tier drugs by $20, non-tier by $20, and so on, we're looking at the out-of-pocket maximum increasing by $1,500. This makes a difference. It makes a difference in the bottom line of the plan. We need to know what that amount is. Why don't we have that information? Let me just be blunt. Why are you letting the consultant off the hook on that? I mean, it's not fair to us. It's not fair. Really, it's not fair to you because we're going to lay into you over it all day long, and it's not fair to the taxpayers of Brevard County that that we're going to go on this flimsy projection without the information. When you know what? I'll confidently say the taxpayers of Brevard County would rather that money go in teachers' pockets than sit in a trust fund that we were panicked all last year. Oh my gosh, sky's falling. And when the information was due to the state, it was $0.
So last year,
We are in a good place right now, but also know that last year,
we absorbed 10 million in medical and cost increase. We didn't ask the employees to pay anything toward their premiums. It's been 2 years since we've even touched premiums.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm hearing what you're saying. The best you can do is 2.5% and the health insurance increase.
that's an offer on the table right now, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, well, we'd like to caucus and talk to you about the Gardendale MOU in a few minutes. But as far as the salary, I'll tell you, we're gonna reject that right now. We're not prepared to agree to the health insurance.
So then you're not countering, you're just rejecting?
Well, you said this is your best and final.
No, I didn't.
No.
Never said that.
We said we're
I said that's the offer on the table right now.
Okay. If we're gonna keep tying it to health insurance,
Yeah.
how do I proceed
I know,
besides recklessly?
I agree with you 100%.
Okay, so Monday is the next SIAC meeting,
Okay?
so hopefully we'll have some more answers then. And let me just be frank too, Ryan, I would appreciate your support in asking our consultant, what is the amount of money? What is the dollar amount they believe we need to stay in the black? What is that dollar amount? After the plan design changes, after the implementation of potentially these other cost-saving measures, what is it?
I believe I've been at the SIAC table with you, and you've heard me say those exact words, right? So don't give me some credit, right? That I agree
Yeah.
that yes, that needs to happen, right? And I've asked that same question. So if we don't agree on this, I agree anything we talk about afterwards is reckless. And so we have the offer on the table. After Monday, did you want to reconvene after Monday? Do you feel that after Monday, you'll be ready to proceed or no? I mean,
I would like to say that,
Right,
but based
but,
on
right?
We need the budget present. I mean, at some point, we need the budget
And
presentation.
that's Tuesday. The school board meeting is the budget presentation. Diane?
And then she's doing one, and then she's
Tuesday.
doing another one. And then she's doing two, but yes, there's a presentation on Monday. Tuesday, was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Because I think it's your hope we're going to take something less than the counties next to us, which I don't understand that hope, and there's no budget documents.
No, that's fair. I assumed that when you met with her, that's what you were doing. That might be my fault for assuming that. I thought that's what you were doing.
So,
Man, I wanted this to be done before school started.
well, I've been asking for a while,
I
so I'm
understand.
not gonna put that on you. So, what about the 31st or the 1st?
First is a Thursday?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm assuming the first is better for me, but we'll, so you put on the table the 31st or the 1st, let us kind of talk with the team, and we'll just communicate with you which day is better.
Actually, wait a second. I didn't realize we can't do the 31st, so the 1st. Ideally the 1st, because the team won't be back to school yet.
It's a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, let us talk with our team and
Right.
see.
We're-
All right, but I
think we're
do
done
want
here.
to talk more about, we wanted to talk about the Gardendale MOU, so.
Okay.
Can we just have like, can you guys come back in 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want me to,
Just shoot me a text when you're ready. I'm sorry, I didn't have my phone, I apologize,
Oh,
it's
okay.
totally my
I
fault.
thought you weren't getting it.
My phone was on my